Welcome to the ultimate guide to the many ways a cricket batter can have their day ruined in a matter of seconds. We are talking about the art of the dismissal. In the world of cricket, there are 10 official ways to get out, ranging from the classic death rattle of a bold delivery to the bizarre and controversial timed out that we saw recently. To the uninitiated, it might seem like you just need to hit the ball and run, but there are so many rules and regulations that even the most experienced players can find themselves walking back to the pavilion in total disbelief. Today, we are breaking down every single type of dismissal in cricket. We'll explain the rules, give you some famous examples of when they've happened, and maybe have a little laugh at the expense of the poor batters who fell victim to them. This is every dismissal in cricket explained. Let's start with the most satisfying sound in the game, the bowled dismissal. This is as simple as it gets. The bowler delivers the ball, the batter misses it, and the ball crashes into the stumps, dislodging at least one of the bails. It doesn't matter if the ball touches the bat, the pad, or even the batter's helmet first. If it ends up hitting the stumps and a bail falls off, you are out. There is nothing quite like the sight of a middle stump being uprooted or a bail flying 20 yards into the air. It's the ultimate victory for a bowler and the ultimate embarrassment for a batter. When you get bowled, there are no excuses. You can't blame the umpire, you can't blame the pitch, and you certainly can't blame your partner. You just have to tuck your bat under your arm and start the long walk back to the dressing room while the bowler celebrates like they've just won the lottery. One of the most famous examples of a bowled dismissal is Shane Warne's ball of the century to Mike Gatting in 1993. The ball pitched way outside the leg stump, turned sharply and clipped the top of the off stump, leaving Gatting standing there in absolute shock. He looked like he'd just seen a ghost. Another classic is anytime a fast bowler like Shoaib Akhtar or Brett Lee sent a 95-mile-per-hour Yorker crashing into the base of the stumps. The sound of the timber being shattered is something that stays with a batter for a long time. It's the purest form of dismissal because it's a direct contest between the bowler's accuracy and the batter's defense. If you miss, the bowler hits, and that's the end of the story. Next up is the most common way to get out, the caught dismissal. This happens when the batter hits the ball with their bat or the glove holding the bat, and a fielder catches it before it touches the ground. It sounds straightforward, but there are plenty of variations. You can be caught behind by the wicket keeper, caught in the slips, or caught in the deep after a massive heave. The key is that the catch must be clean and the fielder must have complete control over the ball and their own movement. If the ball touches the ground for even a millisecond before the fielder has control, the batter is safe. This leads to some of the most intense moments in cricket, with umpires squinting at slow-motion replays to see if a blade of grass was between the ball and the turf. We've seen some incredible catches over the years, from Jonty Rhodes's flying efforts to Ben Stokes's one-handed screamers. A classic example is Ben Stokes's catch in the 2019 World Cup, where he took a screamer off Adil Rashid's bowling versus South Africa.
Again on the sweep, is it going to go over his head? Oh, no way! No way! You cannot do that, Ben Stokes.
Then there are the caught and bowled dismissals, where the bowler reacts in a split second to grab a return catch. It's a test of reflexes and concentration for the fielding side. If you're a batter, getting caught is often the result of a lapse in judgment or a brilliant piece of bowling that forced a mistake. It's the most frequent way to lose your wicket. And it's the reason why every team spends hours practicing their catching drills. Then we have the most debated and controversial dismissal of them all, the leg before wicket, or LBW. This happens when the ball hits the batter's body, usually the leg, and the umpire believes it would have gone on to hit the stumps if the batter hadn't been in the way. There are 3 main criteria for an LBW: where the ball pitched, where it hit the batter, and whether it was going to hit the stumps. If the ball pitches outside the leg stump, you can't be out, no matter where it hits you. If you play a shot and the ball hits you outside the line of the off stump, you're usually safe. But if you miss the ball and it's heading for the woodwork, the umpire's finger is going up. This dismissal has been transformed by technology like Hawkeye and the Decision Review System, or DRS. Now, we can see exactly where the ball was going with millimeter precision. One of the most famous LBW decisions was Sachin Tendulkar being given out shoulder before wicket against Glenn McGrath in 1999. The ball stayed low, hit Sachin on the shoulder as he ducked, and the umpire decided it was hitting the stumps. It was a decision that divided the cricket world for years. LBW is a constant source of drama, with bowlers screaming "How's that?" at the top of their lungs and batters looking at the umpire with pleading eyes. It's a game of inches and angles, and it's one of the hardest calls for an umpire to make. Now let's talk about the run out, which is often the result of a terrible misunderstanding between two batters. A run out occurs when a fielder dislodges the bails with the ball while the batter is outside their crease and attempting a run. It's a test of speed, accuracy and communication. If you hesitate for even a split second, you're in trouble. Communication is key here. If one batter screams yes and the other says no, someone is probably going to end up at the same end of the pitch, looking very silly. We've seen some legendary runouts, like Jonty Rhodes' iconic dive to dismiss Inzamam ul Haq in the 1992 World Cup. Jonty picked up the ball at point and literally flew through the air to shatter the stumps before Inzamam could get back. Runouts are often the most frustrating way to get out because they can happen even if you're batting brilliantly. You could be on 99, looking for your century, and your partner calls you for a suicidal single. Suddenly, you're walking back to the pavilion without your 100, and you're probably not going to be speaking to your partner for the rest of the week. It's a dismissal that requires teamwork and trust, and when that breaks down, the fielding side is always ready to pounce. Whether it's a direct hit from the boundary or a clever piece of work by the wicket keeper, a run-out is a game changer. The fifth dismissal on our list is the stumped, which is the specialty of the wicket keeper. This happens when the batter is out of their crease while playing a shot or just standing there, and the wicket-keeper dislodges the bails with the ball. Unlike a run-out, a stumping can only happen when the batter is not attempting a run. It usually happens to spinners when the batter steps down the track to hit a big shot, misses the ball, and can't get their foot back in time. It's a battle of wits between the bowler, the keeper, and the batter. The bowler tries to deceive the batter with flight and turn, the batter tries to dominate the bowler, and the keeper waits patiently for that one moment of imbalance. MS Dhoni was the absolute master of this, with hands so fast that the batter was out before they even realised they'd missed the ball. He didn't even need to look at the stumps, he just knew where they were. A famous example is Dhoni's stumping of Sabir Rahman in the 2016 World T20, where he whipped the bails off in a fraction of a second. It's a dismissal that requires incredible reflexes and anticipation from the wicketkeeper. If the keeper fumbles the ball, the batter gets a second chance. But if the keeper is sharp, there's no escape. It's one of the most elegant ways to get a wicket, and it always brings the crowd to their feet. Fun fact, MS Dhoni has the fastest hands in world cricket behind the stumps, even at his current age. Next is the hit wicket, which is perhaps the most clumsy way to get out. This occurs when the batter dislodges their own bails with their bat or any part of their body while they are in the act of playing a shot or setting off for their first run. It's the ultimate self-own. You could be playing a beautiful pull shot, but if your back foot clips the stumps, you're gone. It's a moment of pure slapstick comedy for everyone except the batter. You'll often see the batter looking back at the stumps in disbelief, wondering how they could have been so careless. It's a reminder that in cricket, you have to be aware of your surroundings at all times. Inzamam ul Haq provided one of the most hilarious examples of this against England in 2006, when he lost his balance after playing a shot and literally fell onto his own stumps. He looked like a giant oak tree being toppled over. Another famous instance was Kevin Peterson getting hit on the head by a bouncer from Dwayne Bravo, which knocked his helmet onto the stumps. It's a rare dismissal, but it's always memorable. Whether it's a stray bat, a wandering foot, or a falling helmet, hitting your own wickets is a guaranteed way to end up on a blooper reel. It's the kind of mistake that makes you want to crawl into a hole and stay there for a while. Now we're getting into the rarer and more technical dismissals, starting with hit the ball twice. According to the laws of cricket, a batter is out if they hit the ball a second time with their bat or person, unless they are doing it solely to protect their stumps. You can't hit the ball twice to try and score runs or to prevent a fielder from catching it. This is incredibly rare in international cricket because players are trained from a young age to only hit the ball once. It's a rule that exists to prevent batters from having multiple chances to play the same delivery. If you miss the first time, you don't get a second go at it. While there aren't many famous examples in the modern era, it remains an important part of the game's integrity. Imagine if a batter could just keep swatting at the ball until they hit it where they wanted. It would turn cricket into a completely different sport. The only exception is if the ball is heading for the stumps and the batter uses their bat to stop it from hitting. But even then, they have to be very careful not to obstruct the fielders. It's a technicality that most players never have to worry about, but it's there in the rulebook, just in case. Someone gets a bit too enthusiastic with their stroke play. Next on our list is handling the ball, which used to be its own separate dismissal, but has recently been merged into the broader category of obstructing the field. This happens when a batter willfully touches the ball with a hand that is not holding the bat, unless they are doing it with the permission of the fielding side. It's a natural instinct to reach out and grab a ball that's heading for your stumps, but in cricket, that's a big no-no. You have to use your bat or your body, but never your bare hands. It's a rule that emphasises the importance of using the proper equipment to play the game. One of the most famous examples of this was Michael Vaughan against India in 2001. He tried to sweep a ball, missed it, and then instinctively swatted it away with his hand as it was rolling towards the stumps. The umpire had no choice but to give him out. It was a moment of pure instinct that cost him his wicket. Another instance was Steve Waugh against India in the same year, where he also handled the ball. It's a dismissal that often leaves the batter feeling very silly, as it's a completely avoidable mistake. But in the heat of the moment, when the ball is trickling towards the stumps, sometimes your brain just takes over and you reach out. Unfortunately, that reach leads straight back to the pavilion. Speaking of obstructing the field, this is one of the most controversial and debated dismissals in the game. It occurs when a batter willfully obstructs or distracts the fielding side by word or action. This can include running in the middle of the pitch to block a throw, using your bat to deflect a ball that's being thrown at the stumps, or even shouting at a fielder to put them off a catch. It's all about intent. If the umpire believes you were trying to prevent a run out or a catch, you're gone. This dismissal often leads to heated arguments on the field and long debates. In the commentary box about the spirit of the game, Ben Stokes was famously given out for obstructing the field against Australia in 2015 when he stuck his hand out to block a throw from Mitchell Starc. He claimed he was just protecting himself, but the umpire decided he was trying to prevent a run out. Another famous case was Inzamam ul Haq against India in 2006, where he used his bat to block a throw while he was out of his crease. It's a dismissal that requires the umpire to judge the batter's state of mind, which is never an easy task. Whether it's a deliberate block or an accidental collision, obstructing the field is a surefire way to spark a controversy that will last for days. The 10th dismissal on our list is the one that made headlines all over the world recently. The timed out. This happens when a new batter takes too long to be ready to face the next ball after a wicket has fallen or a batter has retired. In test matches, you usually have 3 minutes, while in ODIs and T20 internationals, it's 2 minutes. If you're not ready to face the ball within that time, the fielding captain can appeal, and you'll be given out. It's a rule designed to keep the game moving and prevent unnecessary delays. For over 100 years, this rule was rarely enforced, as most players make sure they're ready well within the time limit. However, this changed in the 2023 World Cup, when Angelo Matthews was given out against Bangladesh. His helmet strap broke just as he was getting ready, and by the time he got a new one, the 2-minute limit had passed. The Bangladesh captain, Shakib Al Hassan, appealed, and the umpires had no choice but to give Matthews out. It was the first time in the history of international cricket that a player had been timed out. The incident sparked a massive debate about sportsmanship versus the letter of the law. Matthews was understandably furious, and the cricket world was divided. It was a moment of pure drama that showed just how important every second can be in a high-stakes match. Here's a joke for you. Why was the batter late? He was busy looking for his time management skills. Now let's talk about something which could be considered a dismissal, but is also a smart move, which is often used in T20 more. And more these days, it's the retired out, which is often a tactical move in modern cricket. This occurs when a batter leaves the field without the umpire's permission and does not intend to return. Unlike retired hurt, where a player leaves because of an injury and can come back later if they recover, retired out means you are finished for the innings. We see this most often in T20 leagues like the IPL, where a team might decide that a batter who is struggling to score quickly should make way for a more explosive hitter. It's a strategic decision that treats the batter as a resource that can be swapped out for a better option. Ravichandran Ashwin became the first player to be retired out in the IPL in 2022, when he walked off the field to allow Riyan Parag to come in and finish the innings for Rajasthan Royals. It was a move that surprised many fans but showed how much the game has evolved into a data-driven, tactical battle. In the past, retiring out was seen as a bit of an insult to the batter, but now it's just another tool in a captain's arsenal. It's all about maximising the team's score, and if that means a batter has to sacrifice their wicket for the greater good, then so be it. It's a bold and modern way to get out, and it's likely we'll see more of it in the future. Let's take a moment to reflect on how these dismissals have shaped the history of the game. Each one, from the most common to the rarest, has its own unique place in the lore of cricket. Think about the sheer tension of an LBW appeal in the final over of a World Cup final, or the absolute chaos of a run-out when the scores are level. These are the moments that define careers and create legends. The evolution of the rules, such as the merging of handling the ball into obstructing the field, shows that cricket is a living, breathing sport that isn't afraid to adapt to the modern era. The introduction of technology has only added to the drama, giving us a front row seat to the most minute details of every dismissal. We also have to consider the psychological impact of these dismissals on the players. Getting bowled can be a massive blow to a batter's confidence, as it's a direct failure of their defence. On the other hand, a brilliant catch by a fielder can lift the entire team's spirits and turn the momentum of a match in an instant. The rare dismissals, like being timed out or retired out, add a layer of strategic complexity that keeps captains and coaches on their toes. It's not just about physical skill, it's about mental toughness, awareness, and a deep understanding of the laws of the game. Every time a batter walks out to the middle, they are entering a battlefield where any one of these 11 dismissals could be waiting for them. In conclusion, the many ways to get out in cricket are what make the game so unique and unpredictable. Whether it's the sheer skill of a bold delivery, the athleticism of a great catch, or the bizarre circumstances of a timed-out dismissal, every wicket tells a story. Understanding these rules is the key to appreciating the tactical depth and the high-stakes drama of every match. The laws of cricket are a complex and fascinating set of regulations that have evolved over centuries to create a fair and exciting contest between bat and ball. Every dismissal is a new chapter in the history of this great game, and every wicket is a moment that can change the course of a match forever.